Net, operating as W3OC, net control for the Two Rivers Amateur Radio Club Net. Radio Net meets every Monday here at 8 p.m. on the 146.73 megahertz WA3BBD repeater of the Gateway FM Association. Membership in the Two Rivers ARC is not required to take this net, as all rated amateurs are welcome. If you'd like information about the Two Rivers Amateur Radio Club, you can write to us at P.O. Box 225, Greenhawk, PA, zip code 15047. P.O. Box 225, Greenhawk, PA, zip code 15047. Or else on the internet, worldwide web at www.trarc.net. www.trarc.net. Radio Club meetings are held on the third Tuesday of every month except August and December, starting at 7 p.m. at the Blaine Hill Volunteer Fire Department Social Hall, 409 Oxford Avenue in Elizabeth, PA. That's the Blaine Hill Volunteer Fire Department Social Hall, 409 Oxford Avenue in Elizabeth, PA. Open this net for checking. There's emergency or priority traffic at this time. Not heard. Does anyone have listings of silent keys in the radio amateurs that recently passed away?
Not
heard.
Yeah.
Okay, please, when you check into this net, give your call sign slowly and phonetically. It means spell out your call sign and steady PLV announcements or comments for this net. Okay, at this time, I'm looking for the officers of the Two Rivers ARC wishing to check into the Two Rivers net. W3OC. W3OC, please recognize Kilo Bravo 3 Sugar Tango, Bob and Elizabeth Township. Evening, Chuck. Evening to the net, no traffic.
Can I do it? Nope.
W3OC.
These are board of directors.
Please recognize November 3, Juliet, Hotel Bravo, Jim and McKeesport. Good evening to everyone on the net. No traffic. W3OC. Please copy Kilo Bravo 3 Oscar X-Ray Hotel Bill in Hancock County, West Virginia. Good evening, Chuck. W3OC. This is Whiskey, Uniform 3 Uniform, Kirk and Elizabeth, no traffic. W3OC.
I think he's got two numbers. What? He's got
Please recognize Kilo Bravo 3, Whiskey Papa, Bill Jefferson Hills. Good evening, and no traffic.
is for the weekly net only.
Okay, thank you. I got from the Board of Directors, Kilo Bravo 3 Sugar Tango, November 3 Juliet Hotel Bravo, Whiskey Uniform 3 Uniform, and Kilo Bravo 3 Whiskey Papa. Are there any other members of the Two Rivers ARC Board of Directors wishing to check in? Okay, not heard. Alright, now our stations are operating mobile, portable, or outside of Allegheny County.
Yep. Here, let me. Well, hold.
You go first?
Yeah. W3OC. Dang it, hold on. W3OC. Please recognize Whiskey America 3, Alpha Hotel Charlie, Antonio Starring Pittsburgh. Good evening to you, Chuck, and those on the net. I have no traffic.
W3BB.
Hey, Dad, come here. Okay, you should be good there.
I forgot what it sounds like when you look at it.
Okay. What?
Ready? Can we go?
Okay.
W3OC.
Go again?
Okay. Push a button.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is Kilo Charlie 3 Echo Yankee Echo in Pittsburgh, Hugo in Pittsburgh. Good evening, Chuck, and everyone on the net. I have no traffic.
All right. Yeah. And then the more you say it, the more you'll used to be saying it.
Okay, thank you. This is W3OC. I see I got Kilo Bravo 3 Oscar X-Ray Hotel. Is that right? Yeah. Okay, November 3 Zulu Charlie Hotel, Whiskey America 3 Alpha Hotel Charlie.
All right,
Whiskey
got
America
me.
3 Papa Bravo Delta Portable. Kilo 3 Mike India Portable. Kilo Charlie 3 Echo Yankee.
All right, he got you.
Yes.
Portable.
Thank you.
November 3 Tango Alpha Uniform
Okay.
Portable. Anybody else? Mobile Portable or
Thank you,
identical?
guys. Okay, I don't think so.
Kilo 1. Bring this to Sierra Papa. Okay, Kilo Bravo 3 Victor Sierra Papa. Anybody else? Mobile Portable or identical like any kind? Portable. Good evening, you, Chuck. Good evening, Net. No traffic. Okay, we had a couple doubles in there. I didn't quite hear either one. I heard something Whiskey America 3. That's all I got. Whiskey Alpha 3 Bravo Oscar Juliet 10 Squirrel Hill Pittsburgh. Portable. Good evening to you, Chuck. Good evening, Net. No traffic. Okay, WA3 Bravo Oscar Japan. Okay. Anybody else? Mobile Portable or identical like any kind? Kilo Alpha 3 Foxtrot Whiskey Quebec. Jeff in Greensburg. Good evening, everyone. Okay, Kilo Alpha 3 Fox Whiskey Quebec. Okay, thank you. All right, now we'll open up for general check-in. Anyone else like to check in? Dante, please call them. W3C. This is November 3, Papa Sierra Uniform. Chuck in Pittsburgh. Hello, Chuck. Anyone on the net? W3C. Here's Kilo 3 Hotel India Romeo. Merle and Elizabeth Township. Good evening, Chuck. No comment. W3OC. This is Kilowatt Alpha 3, Kilowatt Echo Victor. Dennis and Plum. Good evening, Chuck. W3OC. W3OC, please recognize Kilo Charlie 3 India Romeo Golf. This is Ed McKeesport. Good evening, Chuck, and everyone on the net. W3OC. This is Kilo Alpha 3 Kilo Sierra Papa, Jim and Carnegie. Okay, thank you, W3OC. I got November 3 Papa Sierra Uniform, Kilo 3 Hotel India Radio, Kilo Alpha, Kilo Echo Victor, Kilo Charlie 3 India Radio Golf, and Kilo Alpha 3 Kilo Sugar Papa. Anybody else? W3OC. This is November 3 Tango Alpha Yankee, Jeff in North Versailles. Good evening to you, Chuck, and everyone at this evening. No further comments. Okay, November 3 Tango Alpha Yankee. Anybody else? Okay, that's kind of what I got. Alrighty, thank you all. Thanks for taking the time to check in this evening. I do have a little bit of local news, of course, and just a newsline transmission keyed up on the computer. Let's see, Two Rivers activities. Let's see, we have weekly activities besides this net on Monday nights. We have the Two Rivers ARC Gap Net that meets at 8:30 p.m. on the club repeaters. Link repeater system 147.12 and 442.250 megahertz on FM. Thursday nights at on 8 p.m. on 28.450 megahertz. We also have a Two Rivers ARC Ham the Next Breakfast that's held on the second Saturday of every month at Dodge Cornerstone Diner, 620 Long Run Road in McKeesport, Pennsylvania. The other activities, Radio Club has an exam session coming up. Let's see what the date is. The exam session is coming up. It's on March the 8th at 6:30 p.m. at the Blaine Hill Volunteer Fire Department Social Hall, 409 off Oxford Avenue in Elizabeth, PA. Those wishing to sign up for that should contact the coordinator by phone or email. You can do email to veteam@trarc.net. That's veteam@trarc.net. You can try by phone, leave a message at 412-751-9657. 412-751-9657. There is walk-ins allowed or accepted. It's based on the space available. So it's best if you're going to sign up for the exam session to sign up early if you can. That's coming up on March the 8th. Okay, and also coming up on April the 3rd, Sunday the April 3rd, is the 50th annual Two Rivers ARC Amateur Radio Computer Show at the McKeesport Palisade, 105th Avenue in McKeesport, Pennsylvania. We'll have directions on this repeater, 146.73, mobile check-in on 146.52. Main prize listed on the flyer are including hand in hand, include an ICOM 7300 HF transceivers, a Linko DJ MD5XT dual band DMR handheld transceiver, an HP 14-inch laptop computer, a Nano VNA vector network analyzer with book, and I suppose there'll be other things with that too. If you wish to purchase advanced tickets, you can. There's a form up and information up on our website at www.trarc. Just click on the link for the Hamfest and you find the information up there for that. Let's see. Those who want to sign up to be an exhibitor, you should contact our Hamfest coordinator, Bill, WKB3WP. You can do it by email to this email address, atsfbill2@gmail.com. That's atsfbill2@gmail.com, or you can leave a message at 412-260-5699 phone. 412-260-5699. We're also scheduled to have an amateur radio exam testing session at the Hamfest. Same information is provided above. Exam testing available. 412-751-9657 for registration, or email to veteam@trarc.net. Okay, let's see what else is coming up. Let's see, in the month of March, that's coming up here this week. Okay, March the 5th is the Bree Shooters Ground Wave Contest on the 10-meter band. That's phone. That'll be this Saturday, I believe. Yeah. And that's from 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. on the 10-meter band. A lot of information and logging forms and all that stuff is up on the Bree Shooters website, www.breeshooters.org. March 5th and 6th, also the weekend, ARL DX contest phone mode. March the 12th is the Bree Shooters Ground Wave Contest. That's the third of the three ground wave contests on the 10-meter band. That's digital mode, 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. on the 10-meter band. And the end of March, the 26th and 27th, the CQ Worldwide Worked-All Prefix Contest. That's phone mode also. Okay, some items that I found yesterday at the Wires Association of South Hills is WatchFest 2022. Picked up a flyer from the Pittsburgh Antique Radio Society. They're having their Tri-State Radio Fest. That's on April the 24th at the Center Stage Banquet Hall in Monaca, PA. Okay, also I saw up there some other things too. There's an announcement the Pittsburgh Marathon is going to be coming up this year. I don't have the blasted information, but I'll get it. They're going to be looking for amateur radio volunteers to help with communications for that event. It was not held last year. I think it was because of the COVID thing. Also, the North Hills ARC is currently conducting a raffle for a Nikon IC705. There are limited amount of tickets available. They were at the WatchFest too, and nice to see those folks up there too. Let's see, is their website. Their website for more information is nharc.org. That's November Hotel Alpha Radio Charlie.org for information on how to obtain tickets for that. Raffle tickets. Also, Still City is I don't have that information. They're going to be working with a group for communications. I'll get more information on it once I get it. Again, I don't have it here right in front of me, but that's coming up too soon. So things are starting to loosen up a little bit, and it's nice to see the various clubs and groups. I'd like to comment and say yesterday at Washfest, I'd like to congratulate the Wires Association of South Hills for a nice Hamfest. It really was a lot of fun. There was a lot of it was an old-fashioned Hamfest, a lot of social greetings and stuff like that. A lot of nice stuff for sale up there if you're interested in stuff. There's even a couple of folks selling small parts, which was kind of a nice thing too. So, congratulations to us. They're already making plans, by the way, for next year. They're looking at, let's see, I picked up a flyer from them. They're talking February 26, 2023 at the Home Economics Building there in South Park. That's for next year. So, people are looking ahead, and that's a good thing. I know in our area, let's see, we got in August the 13th, the Uniontown ARC has their Gap Fest coming up at their club grounds. June 4th and 5th, the Appreciators will announce their Hamfest at the Big Butler Fair up there in Prospect, PA. So, more information on that coming up as we get a little bit closer to that. Okay. That's kind of what I got on the calendar. I don't have any of the PE exams for March yet. I'll try to get them, have them available. There's there's at least 4 exam sessions each month here in the area. So, that's another good thing too. And as has been released in the amateur press, I don't know if you've seen it or not, but the Ukrainian government has asked amateur radio operators operations to be suspended during their current ongoing state of emergency. I think there's some stuff up in Newsline. I'll be having more information on that. Okay, at that time I'll take a standby. Anybody need repeats for anything they've heard? This is W3OC. I know one thing, our club meeting on the March the 15th, we have scheduled a guest speaker, one of the chiefs involved with Allegheny County 911. Is going to be at our club meeting on March the 15th over there at Plain Hills. So you get a chance to stop by. Try to get there a little early if you can. The doors open around 6:30, I think. And meeting starts at 7. Okay. Anybody need to repeat from anything I've heard? This is W3OC. Okay, let me flip the switch. Let's see what those lines you got tonight. W3OC.
QST, Ukraine bans ham radio before Russian invasion. An amateur in Pennsylvania faces criminal charges, and a historic Marconi hut goes digital in England. All this and more as Amateur Radio Newsline report number 2313 comes your way right now. From around the world, this is Newsline, Amateur Radio's independent, on-the-air news and bulletin service. Now, reporting from Union, Kentucky, here's Neil Rapp, WB9VPG. A decree by Ukrainian officials imposing a state of emergency, including a ban on amateur radio operation, took effect on Thursday, February 24th. Officials had announced the previous day that they would do so in anticipation of a Russian military invasion. The decree can last as long as 30 days, with an option to be extended. The International Amateur Radio Union was monitoring the events. Greg Mossop, G0DUB, IARU Region 1's Emergency Communications Coordinator, told Newsline in an email, quote, "The events in Ukraine are obviously fast-moving, and although there were early reports of telecommunications failures, it in the area are functioning and people do seem to be able to make calls. Sadly, the Ukrainian National Society has reported that a ban on the operation of amateur stations in Ukraine has been put in place for 30 days commencing February 24th. IARU Region 1 and its member societies are monitoring the situation closely but remind all amateur radio operators that they must follow their national laws and regulations, end quote. The U.S. news website Politico quoted Alexei Danilov, Secretary of Ukraine's National Security and Defense Council, describing the actions as, quote, preventative measures to keep calm in the country, end quote. The declaration is not in effect in the political subdivisions of Eastern Donetsk and Luhansk. In the United States, a ham faces serious criminal charges for on-the-air activities. Cell MB KB3TZD has that story.
An amateur radio operator in Erie, Pennsylvania has been charged with transmitting false weather emergencies on the radio and making bomb threats, according to published reports. The Erie Times News identified the ham as Richard L. Wagner, whose call sign is listed as M3BWG on QRZ.com. The newspaper said that Erie County detectives charged him with reporting bogus weather emergencies while on the air and was making threats against other hams who told him to stop. The news report said that a criminal complaint was filed on Monday, February 14th, alleging that between the 19th of December and February 13th, he went on air with threats to bomb public buildings, including the city police station and the county courthouse. There were no details about any involvement in the case from the U.S. Federal Communications Commission. A preliminary hearing is scheduled for March 3rd.
The largest United States county east of the Mississippi River is about to get its first digital amateur radio emergency service to be affiliated with the county. Jim Damlin, N8 TMW, has that story.
There's a lot of ground to cover in Aroostook County, Maine, which at more than 6,600 square miles has a lot going on when disaster strikes. A group of amateur radio operators calling themselves the Caribou Emergency Amateur Radio Service are now working to establish formal emergency communication structure in that rural county with DSTAR. The idea is to connect hams with one another as well as local and state agencies using that digital voice mode. Emergency response is already divided from the Aroostook Amateur Radio Association and ARES, but Caribou's response will primarily come alongside those of county agencies using DSTAR. Caribou announced on its Facebook page earlier this month that it is working to establish the first DSTAR repeater in northern Maine. Meanwhile, T.H. Merritt, KN4TJI, the group's president and co-founder, told a Bangor, Maine newspaper that the group has already met with local fire, police, and emergency medical services. He said that the Caribou group has been created based on his experience as an emergency radio operator in Florida and has a membership of 17. That is expected to grow as more people sign up and begin studying for their ham radio licenses. For Amateur Radio Newsline, I'm Jim Cameron, N8TMW.
What's better than one QSO party? Try two that are going on in the Carolinas. Kevin Trotman, N5 DRE, has the details. In the United States, North and South Carolina are teaming up for a 2 QSO party weekend. On Saturday, February 26th, hams in South Carolina's 46 counties will be chasing contacts. There is a new category for hams operating portable from temporary stations activating in one or more counties. Expedition stations may move from county to county. On Sunday, February 27th, it's North Carolina's turn, and hams will be chasing contacts in that state's 100 counties. There are bonus points for working the NC4QP bonus station, as well as the call signs N4D, N4U, N4K, N4E, all the stations having suffixes that spell Duke in honor of Duke University, the pride of North Carolina. For details on both QSO parties, see the text version of this week's Newsline script at arnewsline.org. From beautiful Aiken, South Carolina, this is Kevin Trotman, N5 DRE, for Amateur Radio Newsline. If there was a workshop you wanted to attend at the virtual Ham Radio University conference, but missed it, now's your chance to make up for lost time. Stephen Kinford, N8 WB, tells us how.
Held on January 8th as a virtual conference, Ham Radio University may be over, but it's not gone. Videos of the day-long event
content have been uploaded to YouTube where any number of workshops are available for viewing. Whether you couldn't attend HRU or weren't able to get to all the workshops you wanted, the HRU YouTube channel makes it easy to see what you missed. In addition to the introductory classes for DXing and the basics of HF operating, presenters also cover contesting, the various logging programs out there, arcs on the air, the HF digital modes, and QRP operations, as well as several other topics covered in the videos. An assortment of workshops from previous years complete the channel. Ham Radio University played host to the ARRL New York City Long Island section convention. Find a link to the channel in the text for this week's newscast script at arnewsline.org. For Amateur Radio Newsline, I'm Stephen Kinford, NAWB. Congratulations to the organizers of the Voice of America 80th Anniversary Special Event Station. Operators logged 3,665 QSOs at stations W3B, W8O, and W4A, according to Jocelyn Rowe, KD8VRX, BA2VRX of the Westchester Amateur Radio Association. He said that all digital cards have been sent and certificates will be emailed shortly. Paper QSLs are expected to be sent out sometime in March. In England, radio is about to embrace one digital mode yet unknown on the amateur bands, digital art. Jeremy Boot, G4NJH, has that story.
Hammers in the UK have played a big role in celebrations of the BBC centenary this year. The most recent special event station was heard on the 14th of February as radio operators in Chelmsford called QRZ and station GB102MT marked the historic first transmission from the Marconi Company's Ripple hut there. The hut is now going digital with the help of an artist who is creating a digital model of it for inclusion at the Chelmsford Museum. The artist, Sean Fan, and the museum are calling the exhibit Forecast 22, the birth of British broadcasting. The virtual 3D model will include a replica of the 2MT transmitter, as well as contents of the building. The exhibit opens in October. If you can't get to Chelmsford to take a step inside history, don't worry, you can take part in the Forecast 22 on your mobile phone, wherever in the world you might be. It's a different kind of digital DXing, but a fitting option for a celebration that changed the shape and sound of British broadcasting. For Amateur Radio Newsline, I'm Jeremy Booth, G4NJH.
Time for you to identify your station. We are the Amateur Radio Newsline, heard on bulletin stations around the world, including the K5DUR repeater in Dallas, Texas, on Sundays at 7 p.m. local time.
W3OC.
There are big happenings planned for hands in New South Wales, Australia. Jason Daniels, VK2LAW, brings us that report.
Mayhem, the largest amateur radio gathering in the Southern Hemisphere, has an equally large and ambitious agenda for Sunday the 1st of May. In addition to planning the usual activities, such as pedestrian and mobile fox hunts, organisers from the Central Coast Amateur Radio Club are looking for lecturers to deliver talks on a variety of subjects. Each 45-minute presentation will be followed by no more than 15 minutes of questions and answers. Formerly known as Y on Field Day, it's run for over 60 years without a break, even through these COVID years. Mayhem is scheduled to be held at the customary location of the Wild Racecourse. If you have a presentation you'd like to share with some of Australia's most enthusiastic radio amateurs, contact Cole, VK2ZCO, by emailing ccarc@ccarc.org.au and describe your proposed lecture. If you're looking to upgrade or even get your first license, contact the Education Coordinator of the club at education@ccarc.org.au. For Amateur Radio Newsline, I'm Jason Daniels, VK2LAW. If you're interested in learning more about setting up, hosting, and participating in a contact with the ISS through amateur radio on the International Space Station, you may want to attend an introductory webinar being hosted by ARIS. It will be held on UTC March 4th, which is the evening of March 3rd for attendees in North America. The webinar will help give schools, science centers, museums, and other institutions information they need to apply for a contact with the space crew. Registration for the seminar is required.
Applications for a space crew contact should be submitted no later than the 31st of March. Such a contact would ideally draw a large number of attendees and participants and be included in an educational plan focusing on science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Visit the ARIS USA website for more details. All contacts are being scheduled for January the 1st through June 30th of 2023. If certain important people in your life, maybe even the ones living under the same roof as you, constantly remind you that you have far too many radios, perhaps it's time you shared this story about a retired electrical engineer in England and his collection of more than 200 radios. Jeremy Boot, G4NGH, has all the details you'll need.
How many radios is too many? Norfolk retiree Richard Allen stopped counting when his collection reached 200. It shows the crystal Fetz antique transistor valve radios is valued somewhere around £15,000 or $20,000 in US currency. His favorite radio is the one his late father bought in 1928 and listened to throughout World War II. His father had been an amateur radio operator and at one point even built his own transmitter. Passed along his skill for repairing radios to his son, along with his massive radio collection. Richard, who is 85, spends the past 50 years adding to that collection and restoring the non-functioning ones to good working order. He told the Daily Mail newspaper, "The value is in the eye of the beholder. About 90% of the radios work just fine, the other 10% are the ones that keep it busy." He told the newspaper, "If they were all working, I'd have nothing to do with my time." For Amateur Radio Newsline, I'm Jeremy Boot, G4NGH.
In the world of DX, Corel, OK2WM, and Vlog, OK2WX, are on the air as 8Q7WM and 8Q7WX, respectively, from Inahura Island, AS013, in the Maldives until March 8th. Listen for them on 160, 80, and 40 meters, where they will be using CW and sideband, send QSLs to their home calls. Listen for Oliver, DJ5QW, who is using the call signs D4CW and D44DX from Sal Island, AF086, Cape Verde, until the 2nd of March. You can hear him on 80 through 10 meters, where he is using CW and sideband, QSL via his home call sign, or by the TARC Bureau. Believe EA4NF will be operating as EA8/EA4NF from Hierro Island, AF004, the smallest island of the Canary Islands. He will be on the air between March 4th and 6th, using the FM and linear low Earth orbit satellites. He hopes to activate the very rare grids IL07 and IL17, QSL via Logbook of the World. Listen for Gildas, F6HMQ, and Michelle, F6GWV, operating as FG/F6HMQ and FG/F6GWV, respectively, from Guadeloupe until the 27th of March. Operating on the HF band's holiday style, they will be in the ARRL International DX sideband contest on March 5th and 6th, and the CQ Worldwide WPX sideband contest on March 26th and 27th, using the call sign TO3Z. For QSL information, visit QRZ.com. It's uncommon to mention boat anchor and waterfall in the same sentence, unless, of course, you're talking about the kind of boat anchor you drop to secure a seagoing vessel. Meet a relatively new ham who talks about boat anchors and waterfalls on dry land in his shack. Ralph Squillaci, KK6ITB, brings us this week's final story.
Scott Baker, KK7CAI, is no stranger to tinkering in the shop. A list of his varied electronics projects populate his website, smbaker.com. So when he got his amateur radio license this past December, it was only natural that he wouldn't let his newly acquired Drake R4B receiver stay in the 1970s forever. He decided to build a pad adapter, a circuit to capture a wideband signal from the old tube radio receiver. With the help of an SDR dongle and his computer, his goal was to display all the transmissions on the band. The project wasn't without its hitches and glitches. As he writes on his blog, quote, "I had to install a hefty RF choke on the cable going to the SDR, or
Harris USA, Bangor Daily News, Central Coast Amateur Radio Club, City Life Chelmsford, CQ Magazine, The Daily Mail, David B.R., K7DB, the Erie, Pennsylvania News Times, Greg Mossop, G0DUB, Hackaday, Ham Radio University, IARU Region 1, Ohio Penn DX, Politico, QSNet.com, QSO Today, Reuters, Southgate Amateur Radio News, ShortwaveRadio.de, YouTube, and your listeners. That's all from the Amateur Radio News Line. You can write to us at newsline@arnewsline.org. We remind our listeners that Amateur Radio Newsline is an all-volunteer, non-profit organization that incurs expenses for its continued operation. If you wish to support us, please visit our website at arnewsline.org and know that we appreciate you all. For now, with Karen Eve Murray, KD2 GOT at the news desk in New York, and our news team worldwide, I'm Neil Rapp, WB9BPG in Union, Kentucky, saying 7-3, and as always, we thank you for listening. Amateur Radio Newsline is copyright 2022, all rights reserved.
Good evening, 8:37 p.m.
Okay, it's W3OC next control for the Tubers ARC net. Okay, let's see. Did find one piece of information out while Newsline was playing. The date for the Pittsburgh Marathon, the amateur radio participation is on May 1st. And Jeff N3 NHS is a contact person for that. I don't have more information on that at the moment. Okay, at this time I'd like to turn the net over to our HempFest chairman, KB3WP. W3OC, go ahead, please.
Thank you, Chuck. This is KB3WP, Bill, and we were selling advanced price tickets at the Wash Fest on Sunday, and we had, I was surprised at the turnout that came by and bought tickets, and we really appreciate everybody who stopped by, purchased tickets, both the strip tickets and the advanced price tickets. I can't thank you enough. So it was a great day. Appreciate the folks running the Wash Fest. So thank you again. We'll be looking forward to seeing you all on April 3rd. Take care. And back to you, Chuck.
Okay, thank you, KB3WP and then W3OC. Okay. Let's see. Do I have anything else? I don't think I've missed anything. But so until this time, we'll take some late check-ins. And I also like to check out that's what's going on. All righty. Let's see. Oh, by the way, Bill mentioned the strip tickets, the fundraiser we're currently offering. That is still ongoing. We still have a few strip tickets left. Somebody would like those, you can let me know after the event. I'll stick around for a couple minutes and see if anybody's interested in that. By the way, if you're not familiar with that, it's based on the Pennsylvania Lottery for March the 17th, 7 p.m. drawing, daily number. And there's a cash prize, and there's only like 200 tickets available, so you got a good chance of winning, I think. With that, we'll take some late check-ins. I'll let you check in, call on. Heard, alrighty. I count 21 check-ins that are people checking with this evening. Thank you all for checking in this evening. I hope everybody has a good week. From what I hear, that the HF bands have been doing pretty good lately. I haven't, to be honest with you, I haven't been listening that much. But I know there's been a lot of interest in people who are interested in shortwave listening to find the operations for the ongoing wartime activities over there in the Ukraine. And I can only tell you, I haven't heard any of them, but published reports are that somewhere frequencies that are used on the high frequency bands are roughly around 8.9 megahertz. I've even seen some reported on 6 megahertz, so it's kind of a catch and can. It's somewhere down in that particular range. Some folks are even using remote shortwave receivers in other countries to try to find that stuff too. Some of them are very, very busy. I know that from what I've read in published reports. So, okay, with that, I show 21 check-ins. I'd like to thank everybody that checked in this evening. And everybody have a good week. It's W3OC, also on W3OC.